it's a good idea. First of all, I hope you don't get put out of the jobs, because I think something that's important is you always need the straight man. And what I mean by that is you need the man who can call the action and call the overtakes for the people sitting at home who don't know what's going on. That's what it is. Lead commentators, such as myself, that's what we are. We're the straight men. We tell it as it is. We give hard facts. And yeah, we let our emotions get away with us, but we're the viewer. In the situation, we are the viewer to help along. The color commentators, the analysts of drivers and engineers, they're there to bring in the facts, but give us their perspective and put us in the position of the drivers. Our position is to tell the story of as we see it. Their position is to tell you why it's happening. So I think we're always going to have lead commentators as lead announcers, but to shake it up a bit and do this drivers only broadcast is a great idea for a one-off every now and then in the season. Brilliant idea, because it puts you as the viewer in the mind of a racing driver throughout the entirety of the race. Because if you're a diehard fan, you know what's going out there on the circuit. You know the drivers. So to hear the drivers discussing tactics mid-race in the booth about, oh, well, did you do that? Yeah, I did that back in this. Really? I tried that and it never worked. It's brilliant. And I'm loving it. And I'm hopeful that it continues. It was a great success to begin with, bar Danica Patrick being there, the first one, but we'll gloss over her. But yeah, I love it. And I'm really hopeful to have it. And as one person I can say is that now that we're getting more riders and drivers involved in my own coverage as well, and even here on Grid Network, we've had drivers join us as pundits. It's great because we can shut up and listen to what the experts think of it. We can give our opinions all day long, but we're from a journalist background. We're media. We haven't done it. So you need somebody who can be the media person, who can present a television broadcast, but you also need somebody who's done it.
Yeah, you hit it right there, Josh. Absolutely. The driver has had that experience there in the seat. They have taken those hits. They have felt those emotions. And so, we get that almost every broadcast whenever you have one of the color commentators that is a veteran driver from years past, or maybe currently whenever you have an Xfinity or Truck Series race on the American side. And then, of course, you talk about Danica in like Free Practice 3 and things like that sometimes when they come to the States. For better or worse, I'll always prefer having a driver's perspective somewhere in the booth than not. No matter who they are. But yeah, in all driver lineup, it's a fun experiment, and I think that's what it should always stay as is an experiment. But and I can't remember the folks who it's lined up. It's Kevin Harvick's going to be the main one. I think Ryan Blaney is up there, and then who's the third one?
It's Logano and Keselowski.
Oh, not even Blaney. Okay, Logano and Keselowski. So they're the ones that have been joining Jamie Little for Truck Series broadcasts already this season. And I like, I don't like Logano and Keselowski that much together in the booth. But maybe Kevin Harvick can set them straight. I don't know. Kevin Harvick is the stalwart now. He's got a year and a few races now in the booth there with Mike Joy and Clint Boyer. So maybe we're in for a good Truck Series affair here with those three drivers.
And it's Austin Cindric and Carson Hocevar in the pits. Those will be your pit reporters.
Oh. Those are good additions. Austin, I've heard so much about Austin Cindric being just hilarious, and so I can't wait to see him do pit reporting. And then also Carson Hocevar is also a very hilarious individual. So looking for some good stuff there on pit road.
And it goes to the point of it's good to put Kevin Harvick in that lead role because, as I said earlier, he's a trained media professional as well as a racing driver. Not in terms of the fact that he's been in the booth with Mike Joy and Clint Boyer for a season now, but even before that, he's got journalistic experience as a background as well as a racing driver. That's why Martin Brundle works so well in that lead commentator role over the year, because he's been trained up as a media journalist as well as a racing driver. So it just adds to that flavor. Ben Edwards is a prime example. He was a racing driver long before he was a journalist as well. And it just sort of, it helps when you've got a foot in both worlds, that you can then lead and also be a driver's input. That's what the Fox Sports needs, and I'm glad that they've put Kevin Harvick in that position, because when we first watched it and we found that out, I immediately noticed in my brain, oh, it's in good hands. Kevin Harvick knows how the media works.